So the Arihanta Institute has a mission to build a world-class online institution, one that helps you to learn the Jain tradition and apply it to daily life. And having had a look at it, I'm delighted to see that the courses are taught by not only world-renowned scholars, but community leaders and those with experience of teaching Jainism as a practical daily subject. And so today I am delighted that the CEO and founder of the Arihanta Institute, Parveen Jain, and the academic director, Christopher Miller, are both here with us today. Welcome to Ahimsa Day. And I'd like to invite Parveen Jain to give you a flavor of the Arihanta Institute and perhaps how you too can benefit from the work that they're doing.
Jai Jain.
Jai Jain.
Vandana Samniji. It's great to get the opportunity to talk about Arihanta Institution, a passion of some of us here who have worked hard on it. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity, Mehul. But before we talk about Arihanta Institute, congratulations, just one word. You are the most deserving candidate. And we are very proud of you. Truly, we have been working with Jaswant Bhai for the last year or so, and it's always a charm to talk to him. Ahimsa Day, what would be Ahimsa Day without talking about Mahatma Gandhi? And more importantly, how M.K. Gandhi became Mahatma Gandhi. I think this is something to reminisce about and learn from that. After that episode in Durban, I think it was in May 1893, M.K. Gandhi reached out to his spiritual mentor and his friend, Srimad Rajchandran, because he was perplexed. He was concerned, what do I do with this now? So he wrote to him 27 questions. The responses to those questions from Srimadji perhaps changed MK to Mahatma and the world to understand the value of Ahimsa. And that has been sort of in our mind when we started thinking about Arihanta Institute. What Mahatma Gandhi learned was Ahimsa is the weapon of powerful. And he used the might of that weapon to shake the mightiest of that time. All of us know the history. But then what happened to the concept of Ahimsa? Mahatma Gandhi at some point says that I don't need to teach Ahimsa and truth to anybody. They have been around us forever. Isn't that Mahavir Bhagwan said the same thing? Only thing is, from time to time, these hills are clouded and fogged that we don't see the value of Ahimsa. And that is what we want to bring out once again. Now, when non-violence occurs, it's not necessarily due to criminal behavior. We believe that a lot of the times it happens because of lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. People have heard about non-violence, but what do I do with non-violence? They are not clear. How do I apply non-violence in my day-to-day life? It's not clear. And that is the motive behind the foundation of Arihanta Institute. We want to empower people with the right knowledge. And that is what we are dedicating the institution. It's an online institution, as Mehul Bhai said, so we want to reach the worldwide community. We want to democratize Jain studies. We want to make it accessible around the world, not only in terms of read, but also the ability to understand. That is where the motive is, because during pandemic, if one thing we learned was the world can be reached remotely, sitting at home. We could do that. We have 3 professors working with us. None of them actually, Dr. Chris Miller, I've been working with him for almost 4 years. I met him today. And I made sure he's not virtual, he's a real person. So it's been great. So what do we do at Arihanta Institute? We are building courses. We are going in 3 parallel directions. Number 1, we just started MADB program in partnership with Claremont School of Theology. We started in August. In our first class ever, we have 18 students who enrolled in 3 courses. Now, all of us who are from engineering would say, hey, 18 students, who cares about it? But I was talking to our colleagues from Theology Institution, they said it's great. 18 students in very first class, okay? So very, very proud of it. But more importantly, except for one, all of these students are non-Jains. And actually most of them are not even Indians. That tells her people want to learn the value of Ahimsa. Okay. Second thing we are doing is we are offering short courses. So we are not going only for the higher education. We want to reach everybody. We want to reach me, we want to reach my clones in the community, so they also understand the value of ahimsa. The beauty is, we want to learn the value of ahimsa, how to apply towards animal advocacy, towards environment, towards social behavior, towards professional life, and more importantly, to ourselves. Because we are losing our own internal peace. We need to restore that, and we are building these courses. Again, in first year, we have built around 40 courses, 4 hours to 20 hours each, in small capsules. Today's life is, I want to spend only 20 minutes to listen to something, or something, because I'm doing a million other things. So we have configured it that way that it suits a modern life. In our first year, in 40 courses, we have about 400 enrollments. And this is with very little marketing that we're doing, okay? But more importantly, students came from 15 countries, 5 continents. We have students coming from mainland China, believe it or not. We have students coming from Brazil. We have students coming from Chile, Colombia, all over Europe. I mean, it's just great. And now we have been reached to bring our courses in India, because they see there is a huge market to bring these courses to India. So we're going to do that. Third thing which is important in education is, not only we educate people, we want to make better scholars. We want to integrate the scholars who are doing research all over the world. So we are holding conferences. Now, this is the advantage of going online. You don't have to have in-person conference. We have had 3 conferences. First was on Arihanta, and it was scholars only. We have about 20 scholars, Chris? Okay. And then next we did was defining Jain study, applied Jain studies. Okay. A lot of us don't understand what is applied Jain study. We want to define it. How do you apply it to my daily life? Obviously, these teachings have to have Jain foundation, but how do we apply it in daily life? Okay, so that was the second conference. About 40 scholars came to that conference, and about 100 attendees? About 100 attendees came to that conference. Third conference was Jain perspective of veganism. Now that was held in August. We had about, again, 40 scholars. Many of them were newer scholars. About 500 people registered for that conference. That tells you what we are bringing is resonating with the community, is resonating with the world, and we want to continue doing that. Fourth thing we started is dialogue series and European studies. Okay, so this is, we'll bring European scholars and emerging scholars and established scholars. They have a sort of panel discussion, but the idea is how we encourage new scholars. How do we encourage this scholarship to spread? Because I personally believe the scholars like Dr. Miller, Mary Aline and all that, they are betting their career to teaching these teachings, which is very important. They're betting their career. We need to support them, and we need to make sure that they are successful. That is why these conferences, this dialogue series, it's very important. So, again, in conclusion, obviously we are building a top-notch scholars. We have 3 professors now. Dr. Chris Miller, he heads it, Dr. Kojan Bohanna, and Dr. Jonathan Dickstein. One thing I want to point out, they not only teach Jain philosophy, they live Jain philosophy. They're all vegans, they're all practitioners of yoga, they're all practitioners of Jain dharma and all that. And you'll see that on our website and in their teachings, we very rarely use the word religion. We want to talk about philosophy. It's all based on philosophy that we want to, because Bhagwan gave us the philosophy. And that is what we want to bring out to the world. We are building a very strong executive team. Kamlesh Mehta is here with us. He is our COO and CMO, and we have Pramod Patel. Now, Pramod Patel has a very unique role. When we are bringing out these, because he's a scholar himself, when we bring out these Jain courses, we want to make sure we don't divert from the boundaries we have defined, which is we want genuine teachings. I use the right word, right, Chris? We want the genuine teachings. We want non-sectarian. We want to focus only on philosophy. We want to bring teachings that help us get better. And we have a team of about 20 volunteers. We are building world-class technology platform. That's very important, because I don't want to say we are from Silicon Valley, that is why, but we have to have top-notch technology platform. We want to compete with Harvards and Stanfords and Oxfords of the world in Jain studies. We are the only institution today outside of India who's giving MA in Jain studies. So we are just starting, by the way. But I promise one thing, the team that we have, we will get there. It may take 5 years, it could take 10 years, but we'll reach the summit. Thank you very much. With everybody's support, we'll get there.
Thank you, Parveen Jain, and I do hope that you will all have a look at the Arihanta Academy website and the fabulous work they're doing, and also follow Chris and everybody else on Instagram because they have a lot of interesting posts. Now follow.